You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Donald Trump has been running around talking about, of course, this whole issue of criminal justice reform. But here's what he said today about drug dealers and how he praised China.
Saying criminal in China for drugs, by the way, means that's serious. They're getting a maximum penalty, and you know what the maximum penalty is in China for that, and it goes very quickly. It's interesting. Where you have Singapore, they have very little drug problem. Where you have China, they have very little drug problem. States with a very powerful death penalty on drug dealers don't have a drug problem. I don't know that our country is ready for that, but if you look throughout the world, the countries with a powerful death penalty with a fair but quick trial, they have very little, if any, drug problem. That includes China.
Well, Derek, I guess somebody's a fraud when it comes to criminal justice reform who wants to give the death penalty to the drug dealers.
Well, let's take a step back. Are you referencing the First Step Act, which is a piece of legislation that just passed last year that was bipartisan?
I'm referencing Mr. Criminal Justice Reform, the man who ran a Super Bowl ad about how he freed Alice Marie Johnson, how he's talked about individuals who have been arrested for dealing drugs, but now he's but look at these other countries. He's basically saying, man, I sure wish we could be like the folks in the Philippines or like China and give the death penalty to people who sell drugs.
Well, you know, that I can't speak for that man. He has no filter, and so sometimes he puts his foot in the mouth more times than not. And so I can't side with him on what he was talking about just now, talking about the death penalty for drug dealers. I mean,
no, I don't know. Derek, I don't expect you to side with him. I'm saying that this simply shows how he's a fraud when it comes to criminal justice reform, and he is not serious about it. And this is truly who he is.
I wouldn't say he's a fraud. I mean, they did put forth the initiative to pass, the First Step Act, which was the first overhaul of the criminal justice system since 1994, the largest overhaul since 1994. Fraud. It was the largest overhaul since 1994.
No, he is a fraud. Avis, he does not truly
He got the law passed, and it was bipartisan.
All that was, Jared Kushner led that. It was also Democrats, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries in the House, and Democrats in the Senate who said make it a real criminal justice reform bill, because it was going to be a very limited bill, the one that came out of the House. But that comment there, that's real Donald Trump, not the rest of his crap he says.
The bill was passed.
I mean, here's the thing. Everybody knows that he's clueless when it comes to policy. So he's just kind of sitting there on Twitter and Fox News all day long, and when something gets to his desk, and he thinks that it could be politically advantageous to him, he'll sign it no matter what it is. He don't give a damn about that. What you are seeing right now is the fact, though, that he does seem to have a love affair with very totalitarian and violent actions perpetrated by the state. And that is by the state in other countries as well as by this state. You remember when he was talking to policemen and he was like, don't be careful with them. Bang them up a little bit. He's a violent person. And I'm not saying this lightly. Let's just think about this. We have a totalitarian in the White House at this moment. Given what just happened with not only the impeachment and the message that sent that he can break the law and there will be no repercussions, but also what he did after the impeachment in terms of firing not only people that testified, but the twin brother of someone that testified that had absolutely nothing to do with it. These are actions of a totalitarian, and if he's doing that now, just imagine what he would do in a second term when there is no limits to his brutality that could not only be legislative, but also physical in nature.
Physical?
Yes.
Lauren, bottom line, Lauren, he is a fraud when it comes to criminal justice reform. He is trying to pimp folks that all of a sudden he cares about people who are in prison for selling drugs. That's what this is. What you heard in that clip was the real Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, he says he's extremely situational, so of course he'll say one thing one day and another thing the next day. To me, it's completely meaningless because I don't think he knows what he's talking about when it comes to any statistics or any reference to any other countries, you know, anything. I mean, Donald Trump is an extremely situational, dumb person who will just say anything. So it really doesn't matter what he says. I mean, we play this game of trying to analyze what Donald Trump says, but none of it makes any sense. He'll say whatever he has to say to win the advantage in any moment, and that's just how it is.
Oh, he's consistent with this leaning.
And that's why I tweeted. I said I would love to see what Alice Marie Johnson has to say. The woman, of course, who was freed
for
from
drug
prison.
charges.
The woman who was freed from prison, of course, in the Super Bowl commercial. Wonder what she has to say about what he had to say today. I wonder.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Are you looking to enhance your leadership or that of your team in 2020? Well, you might want to join Dr. Jackie Hood Martin's newest online course and mastermind group, Successful People Think. She will be your guide as you learn timeless leadership principles to apply to daily living. Of course, she's a certified John Maxwell instructor, and so you want to take advantage of this. The offer expires February 28th. To register or to start the online course today, go to www.live2lead.com/Leesburg, right here. Live, the number 2, lead, LEAD.com/Leesburg. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.